So, hello, thank you for coming. So, let's talk about firefighters, police officers, first responders. They all use a type of radio like this. This is what forestry uses through the whole state of Florida. Firefighters department, which is like big red trucks that you guys see, they also use this radio. Police department uses a different version, but it's the same program that we use. So I've got you here to talk about the DPH command. It is a handheld mobile radio. We're going to cover its physical characteristics on the outside, the internal characteristics, and its outgoing properties and how it works. So going with the physical characteristics, you have the antenna. It's like a tuning fork. Each antenna, your car antenna, antennas on boats, planes, they're all cut to a certain length, and it helps receive that frequency. So HF would be what you listen to on the radio. You're tuning into a radio station. VHF is what this uses. It's usually what first responders and hospitals use it. UHF is aircraft, and then you have gigahertz frequency, which is cell phone, satellite, things like that. If you follow the antenna down, you have a rubber grommet on the side that's covering up the microphone and the programming port to program the radio. If you look at the top, you have the first knob, which is the power on. You'll hear an audible click, and then a beep, letting you know it's on. It also controls the volume. The next knob is the tone. So the tone allows you to access a repeater, which helps you broadcast farther. You have 3 toggle knobs. One is high and low power. So in this owner manual, DPH command by Realm, it says that high power is 5 watts, which allows you to go about 25 miles, and then low power is 1 watt, which does about a mile and a half. This radio is line of sight also, which I'll explain later. Scan, once you turn it on, it scans all the channels that are in your group, and then you have priority. Priority is, it allows you to So priority allows you to have one channel that every time you key up your radio, you will transmit on that channel. This is the selector knob. It lets you select a channel, pick your channel, and then you push this rubber graded grommet on the side. You'll see a red light come on, and that means you're transmitting. On the bottom, you have a battery. It's 13 volts, lasts for about 24 hours of pretty heavy use of the radio. So when you're out, they're fighting fires or they're using it all day, lasts about 24 hours on a full charge. So now let's talk about the internal characteristics. There's one motherboard. It allows you to have 25 groups, 16 channels per group, and 1 command group, which is you can just pull from every group and put it into the command group. It controls the power out, so you got the 1 watt and the 5 watts. It also controls the scan, which in here it says you can scan up to 30 channels. And yeah, let's talk about the physical characteristics of this. So when you key it up, it transmits to wherever you want to go. So you have it on 1 watt, it will go up to a mile away. So if someone's down the road a mile, you can talk to them. If you click it up to high, you can go up to 5 miles. So if you need to call back to dispatch, if you're within 5 miles, you can go there. If you're not close to dispatch, we set up repeaters. And what a repeater does is it takes the frequency, bounces it around inside a big tube, it flips the frequency and sends it to dispatch so they can hear you, so you can get up to 50 miles of a repeater. They usually put repeaters at about 25 to 250 feet, so you can get a lot of coverage because these radios do need line of sight, which is you have to be able to see. Like if you took all the trees out and you had a flat plane, you have to be able to see the person. So if you put a mountain in the middle, going to block that line of sight. This radio is waterproof, so you could throw it in a puddle. It can go up to 5 feet. Unless you lose these rubber grommets, then it's compromised. The keyboard on the front is a push button. It controls the radio. Usually you don't have to mess with the keyboard because everything's done through the programming. These are just in case of emergency type things. But yeah, so we've covered the physical characteristics of the radio. We've talked about its internal workings, and we talked about its outgoing properties, what it can do and what it's capable of. Is there any questions?
So, okay, now I have 2 questions. So, if you were to take, would there be any reason to take off the rubber grommet?
No.
Okay.
If you take off the rubber garnet, you'll see the inside of the radio, and you'll have to replace the gasket that's there also.
Oh, okay, I see. And then how does the repeater work again?
Alright, so what it does is when you key it up,
Mhm.
it will send it out, and there's a tower that has an antenna. It catches that, and it flips the frequency, so you can't use a repeater unless the frequency is, you have a transmit side and a receive side.
Okay.
So it transmits, and it, at the repeater, it changes it to the receive, and then it sends it over to the other side. So
Oh.
it repeats the frequency by flipping it, but you can't repeat a frequency if it's the same frequency.
Okay.
Is there any other questions?
No.
Alright, thank you.